Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. We are halfway through day 24, I believe it is, on our free-to-play account, and we got our first maxed out ultimate chest from Nightmare Demon Lord. We did have to use 4 keys to get it, but we did manage to get it. I want to go through, open this, give you guys an update on the account, talk about why this is actually a very important thing, which we'll go through some spreadsheets that show drop rates mined from the game, because it's very important to understand why you want to try and reach these milestones. Now, I have Newt, however you want to say it. I have the big man himself. He's carrying my damage. That is why I'm here. If I didn't have him, I would not be here. I just want to make that very clear. I'm not trying to say, oh, free to play, this is how you do it. No, I got lucky. I got the character. Because I'm going for the record on the Arbiter, I need to be able to do this efficiency because I won't have the gems to be able to buy enough tickets otherwise to try and beat the record of 34 days. That is pretty much where I'm at, but we're going to collect this. First thing I want to do is actually jump over to this one. This is the spreadsheet that it's just going around. I've seen it a bunch of places. I don't know the origin of it precisely. I've had a million people link it to me, but these are the drop rates. This sheet also has drop rates for, you know, all the different dungeons and stuff like that. So you can check this out if you want to get an idea. But the big thing here on Nightmare is when you look at the ultimate chest in Nightmare, you can see the chances of getting a shard goes from 11% at Grandmaster to 30%. That is a much better drop rate of getting a shard. But the big one is we go from 1.88% chance at a skill tome up to 15.81. Now, obviously, getting the max chest over in Ultra Nightmare is going to be even better with an 82% chance at a shard and a 26% chance at a skill tome. But, you know, for early game to mid game, this is a great target to reach for, which is the ultimate, because you do have those great chances to get some solid drops out of that. So after recording, I realized I can actually use a key now. It's not going to affect me because we are going to cap. So I want to just throw you guys in a run of it. If you want, I'll leave a timestamp. You can skip past this if you're not interested. Once again, we are using Nut in the team. He is our main damage carry. He is doing more than anyone else. Elenaril is actually our second, doing really well. Now, I believe Elenaril is benefiting from Gallic popping her burns. I believe that's how it works. But the big thing here is that Gallic going in this next position, because we want to go for the HP lead, but Gallic going in the second position means he's more likely to get targeted because this is a void boss, so it's neutral. He's most likely to get targeted, depending on how many buffs he has, by the single target attack. And because Gallic has his passive, where when he's hit by a stun, he will just instantly gain an extra turn and get fully healed and not get stunned. So he actually works really well for this. So the combo of the Elenaril and the Gallic works super well. Then obviously we have the Tagoar. Now, if I didn't have Nut, I would have to bring another attack down champion probably, and it would definitely sacrifice damage unless we had bring in one. There is actually a fair few epic poisoners that also have attack down, so those are going to be great options as well. And then Mausoleum Mage. Now, Mausoleum Mage is not ideal. He's not the one that most people look towards for it, because defense buff isn't as strong as something like the Ally Protect, but because he's a unit that I've been using the whole time, he's built up, it's better than nothing. So I do like it. What I normally do is we're just going to start this on auto. So my Nut, because he has the skills, skill 2 and 3 maxed, he has the awkward timing where his skill 3 is a 4-turn cooldown and his skill 2 is a 3-turn cooldown. So he'll use skill 3, then he'll use the skill 2, as you saw there. Missed the attack break, unfortunately. I do need more accuracy, but getting the banner on him will help with that once I eventually get that. But yeah, so he does it, but then they both come off cooldown, and then he'll use his skill 3 again to get the big damage, and you're kind of playing it inefficiently. Now, once we get to about turn 10 to 13, that's when I put it on manual and start prioritizing his attack break, because the attack break becomes much more important. The other thing is I don't have my level 6 on these guys yet. So there you go. You could see, oh no, he had immunity on there when Gallic got hit, unfortunately. But the thing is, I haven't got my tier 6, like my Giant Slayers yet, / my Warmer, so I don't have those yet, so I don't get the extra procs on the attacks. So I think those will definitely help my damage in the future. Tagoar, Gallic, I stupidly, when I was building him, put him on crit damage because I was just doing like a farming build, which was a big mistake. So once I go to really push in on this damage, I will just use my free reset on Gallic and take him down a Demon Lord build. But as you can see, this is pretty much just the general gist of the way this team works. Nothing too crazy in here. The great thing is once Gallic uses his skill 2, which he's going to use next turn, and depletes the burn on the boss, Elenaril is then going to put the burn back up with her basic, which works really well. Now, unfortunately, I don't know why it's because he had the defense buff. Unfortunately, we got the bad RNG there, and we targeted the Nut. In my last few runs, Nut has never been targeted by the boss's single target attack, so that is going to cost us a bit of damage. So there we go. We go reapply the burn. Now, it was Gallic that reapplied his burn there, but once it drops down to 1 turn, if he doesn't extend it, we will get the extension with the Elenaril by replacing it essentially. So let's see how we go here. Okay, so the boss's next attack will be the basic. Hopefully that will go ahead and land on the Gallic. That's what we're hoping for here. He's going to be immune anyway. Anyone's going to be immune. So the timing's working out pretty decently for the immune. Oh no, he won't. So watch this. Boom, get an extra turn. It's so nice on the Gallic, especially when he just attacks and then he's got no turn gauge, and then he just gets punched by the boss and then gets a free turn straight away and allows him to cycle through much faster. I really do like it. Once again, Gallic is proving to be just a really universal, just like he's not god tier anywhere, but he's so useful everywhere for a new account when you don't have a massive roster, and that's what I'm absolutely loving about him. So there we go. We go ahead. We use the big nuke again. We're up to 5 million now. I would have loved to be a bit higher than that at the moment. It's going to be a bit iffy how far we can push, whether we can get to that 10 mil on this one. This might be a bit of a dud run. Once again, we did have that one time where we got targeted. We are missing the attack breaks. We are missing the weakens. Once again, comes down to my Nut's accuracy. But once I get through these next wave of missions where I can finally 6-star ascend him and put a banner on him, that is going to help out a lot because that will allow me to get his accuracy back on point with where it should be. Elenaril, I've definitely got to rebuild her as well, but just silver has been a bit of an issue. So this is where I'm going to start putting it on manual. Because this is the point at which we've got to burn, so we're just going to get the poisons up. Because now I want to start prioritizing that attack break, because not doing so is going to be kind of painful. Now, we do have the 2 poisons. I'm not actually going to go ahead and cleanse. I'm going to save that heal as more of as a heal. So now you can see, now we use this. And now we're in a better position because now they're off cycle with each other. So we should be pretty good for about like 4 turns not to have them both off cooldown, which is perfectly fine. So you can see we've got the boss about to attack. We're just going to put these shields up. We shouldn't need the revive yet on turn 13. It's up to turn 14 where it starts getting a bit more hectic. So we're just going to keep that heal in the bag. You can see nothing too much going on there. We should get our cooldowns back pretty quick. Now we go for the big nuke. We're at 6.3. This normally does about 500,000. Yeah, now we're at 6.8. So about that 500,000. So it is a nice big chunk of damage coming out of the big man. So now we're going to go ahead and use that. Boom. Cool. Yes, we can reapply burn. Perfect. Like I said, that is the perfect timing and synergy of it. Now we get to put this up for everyone. And now it doesn't really matter who the boss hits. We're just going to do this purely for the speed buff, even though we don't need the heal, because he should be hitting... Gallic's not going to get a turn, is he? Yeah, so he does get hit. You can see he takes a bit of damage, but it's not the end of the world there. We're fine. We didn't reapply the burn, unfortunately, but that's okay. We can go ahead and boot. Boom. Let's take a look. Let's do that. Reapply the 2-turn burn. Now we need to get that attack break. Okay, we missed the weaken, but we got the attack break. At this point of the game, we want that attack break more than the weaken. In the early stages, we want the weaken more, but eventually we will gear in better so that we will be able to do both. So there we go. There we go. Poisons. Yep, perfect. Got the doubles. Nice. Okay, there we go. So once again, when you look at this cooldown timing, it's working pretty well on the Nut because they're not both off cooldown yet. So we're going to get this speed buff. We're going to get the defense buff up here now, just before he attacks, which is perfect, especially for those AoE attacks. Now, our burn is at 4 turns, so it's perfectly fine. There we go. Nice. Now we're going to get some big nuke. 8-3. That was a nice bit of damage. We can hold the shield until the next time around. We should be pretty fine. We're going to get healed up here. We're going to get the double procs there. Nice. We're going to go ahead and actually use the heal because we do want to get the Elenaril topped up a bit more before this. We're in a very awkward situation here where it looks like the pound is going to come on the Elenaril or on the Mausoleum Mage. I'm tipping the Elenaril because Mausoleum Mage has the defense buff. So I'm just going to go ahead and basic here. And it would have been great if that defense buff would have gone on the Elenaril, but unfortunately it didn't. Let's see if we can get the attack break. Okay, got the attack break and the weaken. See, Elenaril gets pounded. That's why I kind of held on to it. That allows us to go refresh the burn there. We can tap this, and then we can get the revive up. And then I think I think our Tagoar's fast enough to take another turn. We might be just too slow, which means Elenaril is just going to die again. If he's too slow. Yeah, he's too slow. The boss is getting his turn. Oh, we just lived with the Elenaril. That's pretty solid. We will take that. We will take that because now we get to heal up. Perfect. With the speed buff, we definitely get one more turn. So we'll save the defense buff for next turn. And then we just do this. So now his next turn, he's got them both available. And this is why I have to manual, because now we definitely want to use the attack break and try and keep that up. So let's just do this. Now we get the defense buff up. Perfect. They still go down. That's, yeah, so this is where we're into a hairy situation. Oh, we had the attack break fell off. Now it comes down to, do we, I think Tagoar's heals up next. So I think we go for the attack break first. Yep, then we get the speed buff. Do we get another turn first? No, we don't. Okay, that's all right. Tagoar's gone. That's a bit of a rip, but hey. Now we did... Okay, we got to the 10 mil. Honestly, that's good enough for me. That's kind of range we're looking at with this team at the moment. Once again, we're still very undergeared. Still missing a lot, but we'll take any damage that we can get. There we go. 10.19. My best was about 12 mil, but hey, that is the run. So let's pop our ultimate chest. Let's see how we go on our first ever ultimate chest. Hopefully we get some, even just an ancient shard I'm cool with, because it gives you some points. Let's go. And honestly, that is so damn lackluster, it's not even funny. I mean, hey, the 15 gems is nice, but dude, that is the worst. And these only go up to 5-star, I believe, in these ones. So these aren't crazy drops either. But dude, I was really hoping for that skill tome or the shard. Unfortunately, nothing in that one. Once again, our guild isn't at the point of knocking out Nightmare, so we don't get the double chests. But hey, you win some, you lose some. It is what it is. What do we got? We got 1 hour. So I will have to do another attack again, but then we will be conserving some. So let's give you guys a bit of an update on where we are at on the account at, what did I say it was? Let's double check where we're at. We are at daily logins. We are, yeah, it's 11:20 p.m. here. Daily reset is at 11 a.m. So we're halfway through day 24. And I feel like we're getting really tight, and I feel like we might just miss out on the record, because if we take a look over here and the daily logins, I want to take you guys through my roadmap of what I'm trying to achieve. So this is Saturday, this is going to be Sunday, and this is going to be Monday. Now, by Monday, that's when Spirit unlocks, and basically by that Monday, I need to have 1,700 points for the Great Hall. I need to have 1,700 medals. That means, like, on average, you're getting like 150 with your free ones. I need to get 700 in 2 days. You know, I got to do more than double the amount, and it's all down to RNG of my arena battles. I screwed myself over because I wasn't planning to do this from the start. I know that if I went for this record again, you would just have to just buy arena tickets every time they finish, and all your free ones go, and you just got to keep buying them. But I didn't do that at the start. I just finished the ones I had and then just cruise. And so now I'm in a massive rush towards the end here to try and get enough victories to get the points up. And the reason I need to rush into that is so that I can get the Spirit Day when it happens, then unlock Magic, then do Magic and Force the next day, then unlock the Void, do the Void, and that will allow me to push up into the point where I have to get 200 arena victories. And then that will leave me 4 days to do 200 arena victories, which I will have to do in 4 days. And then after that, I will need to push my way, rush my way to these ones here, which are the dealing damage to the Demon Lord. Now, the 39 million, I will be able to do this with no gems paid to get extra attacks. The thing is, I originally thought you could do this one, then cruise through these things, and then do this one, and then cruise through these, and then do this one, where you're just adding on to your damage. I have since been told, and let me know if you guys know anything more about this, I've since been told that these have to be done on different days, and that's completely messed up my calculations for trying to get the record for Arbiter. So those 3 days that you have to wait for these are going to be an absolute pain. But before that, it's just basically all an arena rush, so we are going to see how we go. Now, quick update on where we're at. So if you look here, we do have our 7 6-stars already. Now, we've got Not ready to go ahead and get him done once we get the Spirit mission. You got to do a 6-star ascension for a Spirit. Then we've got the Magic one here with Elenaril ready to go. We've got the Mausoleum Mage ready to go for the Force. And then we are going to do Bellower for the Void. Now, once I'm done this, in my previous video, I talked about why I'm not farming early game dungeons. Some people took it as I say gear is not important. Gear is the most important thing in these games. I'm just saying farming low-level dungeons is just inefficient for gear. You may as well get upgrades like, 6 stars and masteries before that. But I think I might switch and just quickly farm a stun set for this guy so that he can help me push through Doom Tower hard mode. I think he's going to be really beneficial for it. Put him on a stun set, get some extra control into my teams is probably something that I am going to be looking at. Now, as the other thing that I'm going to need by Monday as well in 2 days is going to be, I'm going to have to get to the point where I have 4 tier 6 masteries. So that is where, so the 2 things that I need to farm is my 4 tier 6, which will eventually be 5 tier 6 masteries, and I need to get my Bellower to 6 star. Now, I do have 500 energy coming up, which is going to really help out with that as well. I can dive into my gems, but like I said, I'm saving those for all the other things that I have to spend on. In the meantime, so we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. My masteries are getting very close. You can see here she's got 450 to get to the tier 6. She just needs 550, so we need another 150 on her. We need another about 106 on him, and then we are done because he's already got his tier 6 and he's already got his tier 6. So that's what we're looking at. Unfortunately, I didn't think so far ahead. Once again, I've learned a lot through this process that if I redid it, I would do things differently. But instead of Alice, I probably would have gone for the Mausoleum. For the Elenaril, because I'm using her in my Demon Lord team instead of the Alice. Now, I could try the Alice as well, but I just think the synergies between Elenaril and also the Supreme Gallic are absolutely amazing, where he can proc the burns, and then she can just reapply the burns, so you've always got the burns active. And it just works really well, the synergy between these two. Plus, Supreme Gallic is just great for a beginner in there because he does decent damage. He applies the burns. And the other thing that he does is, if you put him like second in order, so like I have Tagoar as my leader in the Demon Lord for the HP boost, and then I put him second, meaning that he's the priority to get attacked with a single target stun, and then his passive just gives him an extra turn and doesn't get stunned, so he's actually great for negating that as well. So I really love the combo of these two in there. Once again, Nut is carrying my damage. I've actually got to do some of these masteries on him, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at for that side of things. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we do have this event going on, the After Party Path. Now, before this ends, I am going to farm up my fodder, obviously, to get Bellower to 6 star. So I've gone down this path here, and I've gone for the gems. Once again, the reason I've gone for the gems instead of the stamina is it's not too much of a difference. Yes, stamina, you do get, like, based on my current energy cap, the stamina is more stamina than what those gems can buy me in stamina. But like I said, I'm thinking I'm going to need more gems for other things, like buying keys for the Demon Lord, buying to unlock the dungeons, and then also buying extra arena tickets. So I just thought, for me, the gems are more flexible than the stamina, and I know I'm going to need a bunch of gems moving forward. Once again, this is something I would not recommend to anyone. This is just because I'm being a degenerate and trying to break a record. So that's what we are looking at over there in that event. Like I said, as for Arena, I'm just refreshing every 15 minutes, trying to find as many free wins as I can. I feel like we push bloody hard to get up to this 1006. We got to unlock the tier 8 and tier 9 once again on Monday, which requires 1700. Then I've got to do 200 wins and get myself up to 1000 again to unlock the tier 10. And that is kind of the rush process that we are working ourselves through. Besides that, Faction Wars, we actually did. Dude, this one took me so many manual tries to get through stage 7. This stage 7, like, this boss is the one that has the one minion that has the ignore defense that hits 2 targets, and it basically just one-shots anything. Like, my 6-star bloody Uugo is just getting absolutely tapped by it. I just had to replay this about 100 times on manual, get the RNG, bring in some of the little guys. I can't show you, but one of the 3 stars has a freeze on his basic at like a 20% chance, and I just kept going until he froze that tower, that guy on the side, and then we got through it. So we pushed a bit further in there, which is I'm pretty happy with. I've still got to do Dark Elves, but I don't really have any Dark Elves at the moment, so that's a bit of an issue in itself. As for Doom Tower, so Doom Tower is a place I'm getting really good progress. We have cleared it. I did use Nut in it. I've just given up. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna waste time and energy trying to do things without him. I've got him. He's one of the units I've built. I've got to do it because time is precious to me, and it is what it is. I do apologize, but I will be making videos of teams without him in the future. future, just while I'm doing this little push for the Arbiter, I'm just going to be using the guy. So we've cleared the normal, and then in hard, we pushed through the first boss. We can actually farm this boss on auto. I did 2 times in a row and got the drops, although the drops are pretty average, being only one of these bad boys, and 1 to 3. I'm thinking about farming just him on the normal mode, or on the higher level, just to get more free silver essentially, so I can craft a bunch of the blues and get the silver from it, because I'm pretty silver strapped and I've got to do all these potion mixing missions. So we'll see how we go. But he did drop me like, I think it was like 250 energy, which was super nice from killing this one. So as you can see, we've got 2 gold keys. Then tomorrow we will get another chip of energy as well, and we should be pretty good to go from there. Actually, my time my watch was just buzzing on my wrist, so let's go ahead and check. We got 8 seconds left until the arena reset. This is what my life has become, is just waiting for arena resets and seeing if we can get a free win. So let's just click this bad boy. So here we go. No, there is no way I'm beating this guy. This guy's absolutely cracked. He's stupid. I absolutely hate the guy. And there is no way I'm attacking him. I only attack Armons if he's like below 45k power. Anything above that, they're just too quick. They lock me out and I'm absolutely boned. I tried once, doesn't work. Same with this guy. These guys are just absolutely just cracked. Dude, I hate it when they're the single defenses. But hey, we will get there. We will keep pushing. That is where we are at. Currently on the account, like I said, day 24. And not too much to update. The next couple days, I might just do some, other videos, just general guides and stuff like that, because I'm pretty much just going to be locked in, just grinding the arena, grinding up the fodder for Bellower, and then also grinding those masteries. That's pretty much all I've got to do. And there's nothing else exciting happening at the moment. The excitement will happen on Monday if we do manage to get it and we get a big push. But besides that, we're kind of just cruising at the moment on the account. We did get these pieces from the daily missions thingy for Alice. This one unfortunately was a defense percent, but it did hit 2 into attack, a flat defense, but it did hit the 2 into attack percent, which was pretty nice. The amulet unfortunately went into normal attack when I've already got this one with crit damage, so I'm just keeping the crit damage with a bit of accuracy. I think that's just the better play at the moment. Maybe the attack pans out to be a little bit better, but I can't, like I said, I'm starved on the silver at the moment, and I know that tomorrow I am going to have to, wait, if we go over here and we just hit send and we go potion mixes, I am going to have to fuse up 10 of these bad boys, and that's going to cost 1 million gold, possibly more if I use some of the lessers. So I've got to kind of conserve my, not gold, silver. So I've got to conserve my silver until then, and that is pretty much where we are at on the account. Like I said, very stale on updates because we're not doing anything exciting at the moment except for just absolutely grinding our face off, and that is where the game is at. Actually, if you look at my Doom Tower team in hard mode, I'm actually bringing her completely ungeared and unleveled and unascended just for her accuracy lead. Because I just don't have the accuracy levels required to go into Doom Tower hard mode. My Gallic is fine because he's at 205 because I went ahead and did Dark. I did Void as the tower in the Great Hall because I figure for him and Bellower, who's going to be another key part, and then also once we get Arbiter, they all benefit from that. So I just went with the Void. I know a lot of people go Magic first up, but I decided to go for the Void. So he has the accuracy, but unfortunately, Mausoleum Mage here, well, I mean, he's only speed, so we don't really care. But you can see here, the Nut is only at 111 because we haven't unlocked his, unfortunately, we don't have one either. So I'm going to do a little bit of spiders farming, but if I can get an accuracy tabard on him or whatever they call it, the banner, that's going to be huge for him to get those extra stats. But unfortunately, he doesn't have it at the moment. And that's kind of what's really sort of bricking me in a sense at the moment over there, because it is really nice to get his attack break on those enemies in the waves. So that's going to be something else. But like I said, we've just been running her as fodder in the front to get the accuracy lead so that we can land some more debuffs, and that's pretty much where we've been at. But that pretty much covers it, guys. Like I said, sorry for a bit of a boring video. I just wanted to update you guys on where we are at. If you want to know what we actually did for damage, this was my best damage run. If I jump over to PC window, yep, there it is. So you can see, look at my damage spread. Like I said, Nut is actually carrying it pretty hard. Now, the reason Elenaril is so high, like I feel like Elenaril's doing really solid considering she's only like level 39. She's got the worst gear of anyone. Is obviously poison damage is fixed, but also her burn damage, I believe, and I haven't done anything to really check this properly, but I believe Elenaril when Supreme Gallic uses his skill 2 and insta-procs the burns, if it was Elenaril's burn, I'm assuming assuming that she gets the damage for those burns procs, and that's why she's getting so much extra damage, is because her burns are getting procced more often by Gallic, meaning she's just getting more burn damage in there. So that is my understanding. Once again, I could be wrong on that, but she is performing really well. Like I said, Gallic works super well because when the boss has to use his single target attack, it's normally going to be on the Gallic, and all it does is grant him a free turn and fully heals him. And it's a really nice synergy that we have there. So I think it's working well. Mausoleum Mage, I know a lot of people would opt for a, you know, a, what is it? The ally defense, or... dude, I always forget the name of it. The one where the ally protect, but I don't have one. So Mausoleum Mage is just good universal champion, and so I'm just using him. And once I get to about like 13 attacks on the boss, I start manualing, and then I really time when I put my defense increase up, because the defense buff can be really nice to also help mitigate some of that damage. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. That is everything we've got going on at the moment. I was hoping we'd at least get a shard to go ahead and pop a shard, because I had popped all my other ones just for this event to get myself a little bit further, because like I said, I'm trying to inch everything I can out of it. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.